Hello and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. My name is Lindsay Milner and I'm the owner of Silvern Training. And I work with people who want to have better working lives. While I've been engaged in that work, I have read a great deal of books and I thought it would be interesting to share some of those books with you. This week's book is one that I've been planning to read for a long time, but kind of put off because I thought it might be harrowing. But a couple of things happened that made me think I must read it. So I read it. And I'm here to tell you it's not as harrowing as I expected it to be, given the subject matter. And it's a really uplifting, worthwhile read. As really anybody who's been through terrible hardships, terrible experiences and come out of it the other side, it does tend to be an inspiring read. The book, it's called Man's Search for Meaning and it's by Viktor Frankl. And it's obviously a really well-known book. It contains an account of some of his experiences in concentration camps in Auschwitz and Dachau. But Frankl was a psychiatrist before he was captured by the Nazis, and he uses his experiences within the concentration camps to consider what is man's meaning, what is the purpose that we are here on this earth. It doesn't have an overly religious I can't think of a word. It's not overly religious. He does indicate that he does believe in God and thinks that that's relevant. As I think I've declared before, I don't. I'm an atheist, and so that religious meaning isn't there for me. But he talks about the meaning of life being different for everyone and that each has to search for their own meaning. But he also says that it can come from three different areas, three different things. The first is by doing great things and making great achievements. The second is by loving someone and being loved by someone and being there for them and fulfilling that need for that, supporting that person. And the third is through suffering. So the hardships that he endured in the concentration camps, he said that the people who still found meaning in what they were doing while they were there and were helping to support others. I mean, one quote is that the people who could be seen giving their last small piece of bread to someone else, giving comfort to others, they were more likely to survive the experience than those who just gave up and felt that their life was meaningless. So it's actually a really uplifting account to realise that spirit, that that's something within us that helps us to do good things even when we're facing really difficult, enduring, hard circumstances, even as extreme as within a concentration camp. And one of the things that Frankl held on to, well, first of all, was his love for his wife. That kept him going through a lot of dark moments. But also the fact that he had this theory, this logotherapy that he wanted to bring to the world and say, this is what will help people. Because he believed so strongly in that and wanted to be able to share that information with the world, that's another thing that actually kept him going throughout the experience. So the second part of the book is actually more of a description of his psychiatric theories. Some of that was interesting, although I have to confess that some of that was really hard going and I didn't quite understand some of the concepts that he was trying to get across, but then I'm not a psychiatrist, so maybe I can forgive myself for that. And then the third section is a postscript that he wrote during the 1980s, kind of updated from the experience that he'd had since then. So who is this book for? Well, I would say anybody who wants to understand the meaning of life and find their own meaning and their own purpose. Read at least that first section, the account from the concentration camps. The second and third sections, which are more focused on the psychiatry and the therapies that he developed, maybe not everybody wants to read that, but it's still quite interesting if you are interested in how people's brains work, how people's minds work. I mean, obviously, our knowledge on how the brain works and thinking has moved on since then, but there's still quite a lot in there that just resonates. You can understand and feel that he's on the right lines, even if he didn't have the whole scientific understanding that we have now, or not me, because I'm not a neuroscientist or anything like that, but society, the world, specialists, people who understand these things. But there's still such a lot in there that's of value that it is definitely worth a read. And I can't say enough, don't be scared, don't put it off like I did. Read it and you will get so much value out of it. So that is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That's this week's book in 5 minutes. Until next time, bye.